Greetings and welcome back to XekeLand. Done a fair bit of work on this railway. I now have lighting, and we have something for the lighting to sit on. Looks pretty cool. These are metal posts. I make them with iron in the rolling machine and then I dye it. I use ink sacs to get black stuff, obviously. And these ones, these are inverted red fixtures, I believe they're called. I know they're inverted because they're on all the time. They don't require a redstone signal. These ones are red power lighting, and I've been wanting to make some of these things for a while. I want some out at the slaughterhouse. I haven't put them out there yet. I'm pretty certain these, because they need the rolling machine, are from BuildCraft. But yeah. So I've got all of that set up. And the track is, hanging off this pillar here, which is now a little more connected to the ground. And it all works, and it's good. I still need to build the station here, obviously. And I also have plans, and have laid out a few bits and pieces. Oops, not that one. For the next railway track that I want to make. Over here. This is going to be the base of the railway station. So basically you just walk in here, jump on the track, push a button, and the track's going to go all the way to the slaughterhouse. I'll put down blocks with torches on, basically laying out the path. They go in a straight line till there, and then they turn 90 degrees and go 200 blocks that way, where they turn 90 degrees again and go all the way to the slaughterhouse. There's a bit of a diagonal out there somewhere. So I'll be working on that one off camera. I have an idea of how I want to make it all. It's just going to take a little bit of time because it's quite a distance. While I was working on the railway track and the lighting, more specifically, I needed more red dye. Oops, the entrance is over here now. I still haven't got used to this. I need more red dye, so I stood outside with bone meal over there in that little pit and just kept bone mealing the ground and picking out the flowers. Which led me to come up with another idea, another invention, which I don't have the things in here for. Basically, it's going to be an automatic flower and dye production facility. The indigo dye, I think the light blue dye, maybe the cyan, I'm not sure. Red dye, light grey dye, yellow dye, obviously. They all come from, oh, and also orange dye. They all come from different flowers that I can get thanks to Biomes of Plenty. Looting too. I also need to do this one day. Oh, I'll go quickly show you over the other side here. I started planning out the library. The shelves are going to be like this, pretty much. They're going to run out that way. They're going to be 3 or 4 high, not sure yet. They're only going to come out to about half the room. There's going to be a walkway through there and then more shelves. And I think the entranceway is going to be here, so I'm going to have to move all this. Yeah, that's what my library will eventually look like. Oops, I'm going down. Back to the flowers. So this here, this nice collection of filters and automatic crafting tables, you can see I have a few too many indigo flowers in there. The red power stuff doesn't quite play nicely with the BuildCraft stuff, because it just sees all of this as a spot to put things and it'll fill that up entirely. I don't have any engines attached to these, like those ones, the engines with the pipes, because the next thing that I want to get working on is actually the what's it called? The other sort of crafting table from BuildCraft. Table. This one, the assembly table. Because it's nowhere near as expensive as I thought it was. I mean, sure, that's still 5 diamonds. And I also need lasers. Yes, lasers. Which is 2 diamonds a piece. Because the lasers actually do the crafting on the assembly table. And I want to get that set up down here somewhere. I don't know, maybe I'll do that in the corner, maybe I'll do that up on a floor above me. So this is going to be my next major project, because then I won't need to worry about making all of these things all the time. I could just stick the correct gates on those. And I just remembered another quick project that I wanted to do. I'd like to set myself up a bedroom. And I think I'm going to do it here where the bed is anyway. And the plan is that it's going to be in behind the wall here. Doesn't have to be too big just yet, I can make it pretty later. But I'm going to stick a door on here and attach it to a light sensor up on the surface. And that way I can have the door automatically open at night time, so if I don't know if I need to go to bed or not, I can just take a look, and if the door's open, yes, it's bedtime. If the door is not open, then I can't go to bed. And later on I plan on making a little more of an interesting door. So I'll get onto that, because that will be pretty simple. Where's all my redstone? And for this I'm going to need a daylight sensor. And because I'm not in the latest Minecraft, I have to rely on mods for this sort of thing. This one's a red power item. This light sensor. So it's going to go on the surface pretty much straight up there. Let's see where we are. That's alright. Okay, it's around here somewhere. Let's just go with this one. Oh, I was close. Very close. That's alright. Let's just... if I stick that across there, I wonder if that'll work. Anyway, while I'm sitting here doing this, I'm currently hooked up to a heart rate monitor. It's just a small device that, well, it's not exactly small, it's kind of a little chunky thing that I have to hold on me. It's got 7 pads attached to me, which are, at this moment, rather itchy. But I can't take them off. Actually, they will be coming off in about 2 hours. I've had this thing on for 22 hours now. Close enough. Let's just turn it around anyway. 22 hours, and I was given this little piece of paper that I need to write down anytime something unusual happens. And my immediate thought was, unusual for me is when I don't feel anything. Okay, so the light's on, the door is open. It's not quite what I want. Well, when the light is on, the door needs to be closed, because the daylight sensor sends out a signal when it detects light. Actually, that's going to be the wrong side. Where's my axe? That'll make this so much quicker. Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. Like I said, I'm going to make this prettier later. I don't know when. But it's another off-camera project. You get the idea. And I've got some pretty grand plans. I don't know if I'll implement them. Involving red power frame motors and frames and such. Basically, when it's time to go to bed, the entire wall moves and gets replaced with a door frame and door and everything. But I don't know if I'll actually do that. Okay, daylight sensor. Obviously needs access to the sky, so we need to put it on this one. You see, that's detecting daylight, so it outputs redstone signal. How do we connect it up now? This is terrible, but it doesn't work. I'll put it here then. No, I can't move backwards because the things are there. Okay, we'll put it there. So that should be closing the door. I'm really going to need a different way to do that, because I don't want zombies or even creepers just falling down this hole. But for now, this will work. And it's getting dark too. So let's jump down here. Smack. Now it's just occurred to me that when this is on and the door is closed, I can't get in and I can't get out. So when the sun goes down and that turns off, I can come in and go to bed, but when I wake up in the morning, the door will be closed. So the idea there was to have a pressure plate, but the pressure plate will send an on signal, which closes the door. I'm going to need to invert this. Yeah, okay, so it's on, the sun goes down, the light turns off. I think I need to change that door around again. Ah, figures. And I don't have any arrows. Where's this bag? I got a bunch in here. There we go. Run away, mother spider. That's not a way. Ah, that noise. What did that just bounce off? That's a lot of XP. Ooh, laggy. Okay. Where's that spider? Let's just ignore him for the moment. Okay, this is still outputting a redstone signal, so it must be detecting really low, there we go. Really low amounts of light. Like right now. Maybe it's detecting its own light. So to fix that, I need a screwdriver. And no, not right click. Shift right click. There we go. That's turned off. Let's eat something before we drop down the hole, break our legs and kill ourselves. Yep, door is closed. And inventory is full. Alright, let's see here. If I just put it in normally, and we stick that back on, it is now open, so I can go to bed. I wake up in the morning, door is closed, which is why I need a pressure plate, because I want to actually replace this with either an iron door or a piston door. But for now the wooden door is okay, I don't need the pressure plate. Okay, now that that distraction is out of the way, now with this this assembly table and the lasers, they require large amounts of BuildCraft power, which I can get from steam boilers. I should just check. That lag spot has moved to this stairway. I'm going to check my charcoal generation, because I might be able to get away with just using this. Because look at that, that's heaps coming in. If I set up a small boiler, yeah, 76,000. If I have a small boiler, it won't take as much charcoal to heat up. And then I can use that to power some industrial engines. And then use those to power lasers. Oh, this is a bit of a problem too. That potato. He's got somewhere to go. But all of this rubber filling this up is ridiculous. I have so much of that that I'm considering just trashing it. I have a low pressure boiler sitting on some solid fuel burners. I don't think I would actually need this to be in the loaded chunks. So I can possibly set up... I don't need any of my crafting stuff in a loaded chunk actually. So I could have my bedroom here, and maybe another door here that leads to a crafting room. Probably have enough space out the back there. And then actually no, I wanted the elevator in the middle. I want to make an elevator. Oh, see that lag? That's ridiculous. I want to make an elevator here somewhere. Or maybe that's going to go over there. It kind of makes sense to put it here actually, because that can get me from the surface down to the other levels where I've got my library. This will be the center here. And then I can come out in that middle aisle in the library. That'd make sense. So I can put the crafting over here. The steam boiler doesn't need to be on all the time. But, good getting it back up to speed when I need to use it could take a little bit. But that's okay, because I'm constantly generating charcoal even when I'm not using it. So yeah, I think that's a good spot for that. I'll probably build a hallway off here. Let's see how far back we go before we run into problems there. That's not bad. See, the loaded chunk actually ends here somewhere. I think this one is not loaded, this one is. So if we make this the start of the room, then I know that all of this is not going to be loaded and not going to be using power when I don't need it. The other consideration is that maybe I do want it to stay in a loaded chunk, and that way it doesn't use as much charcoal to get going again because it's already constantly going. I'll just need to turn off the engines when I leave. Or, alternately, and this is an interesting idea, we put the steam boiler here on these blocks that are in a loaded chunk, and the engines here in the not loaded chunk. Yeah, so this is where our steam boiler is going to go. The steam boiler requires two things. Obviously it needs water to create the steam, and we have a pump, we have an engine, and let's just stick the engine there. The pump can go next to it there, because I'm too lazy to find a wrench. Okay, so that'll supply water to our steam boiler, and we also need fuel. Don't need you. And that is a light grey white, and that sounded like the door just changed. The minimap says it's night time. The door says it's not. Maybe I need to reduce the size of the sensor a little bit more. Back here we've got the light grey white, which is already being filled up with charcoal pretty quickly. And I decided that I'm actually going to go with a manager to pull stuff out of there, rather than a timer and a filter, because early on it's going to need quite a lot of charcoal, but later on it only needs one every now and then, and I don't want it to basically try and pull them out continuously when it doesn't need them. And also don't want to have that ticking noise in here when I'm doing stuff. So I'll get a lot of this stuff going. And I start that pumping, and it's not going to make much of a difference because the engine is powering the machine even if the machine's got nothing to do. Oh, it won't explode. Alright. And we need the battery box, which I don't really want to put in just yet because I don't want that to start sucking stuff out. But I do have my thermopile I can put in. That's going to need lava, and I can put water there. With a sign. Where are my signs? I currently don't have any lava, I'm going to have to go get some of that too. Where did I put my signs? Are they in the yellow bag? No, they must be in the white bag. There they are. At least I don't think I have any lava. Let's see. I do have some lava, and that's convenient. Okay, so the lava's going to go in that one, thermopile's going in front of it, and the water gets to sit here. Because there's going to be blocks here. It doesn't need to worry about that. The thermopile itself is going to be there. Aha! So I can just do that. I haven't actually made the blocks I need yet. I did put some clay in to be smelted into bricks. There it is. Because I need those, I need furnaces, and I need fire chargers. I've got the fire chargers. I already had a bunch of them. I only need 4 furnaces. 4 furnaces, bunch of bricks, and fire chargers. I'm going to put these in first. Oh, wash the lever off. Whoops. Why? What just happened there? That's weird. Okay, don't go in there. Alright, this is looking a bit better. I actually wanted that manager to be right up against this. So if I move this one forward, then this will need to be the battery box. And the thermopile would have to go there, or maybe I'll move it up one. Moving it up wouldn't make much of a difference. So we'll do that. This is doing a whole bunch of things that I don't want it to do. Why do you have to be so annoying, water? There. I can't get to where the battery box goes, but oh well. This is going to need to be taller. It actually needs to come all the way up there. Put that battery box in. The manager doesn't have anywhere to put stuff, so it shouldn't matter that that's going. Need to get that engine going again. Why did that fall off? And then we fill these ones in. Bam, boiler. Now it's getting a charcoal, but no water's coming in. Maybe we just have to give that some time. I'll keep an eye on it. The charcoal at least is heating it up, but I don't want it to heat up too much before the water starts, because that would be bad. Still nothing. Little bit worrying. Got 2 engines going now. How about we just grab some waterproof pipe? Maybe what I need to do is stick another hobbyist engine in there. It can be fed steam from up above. It doesn't have any steam yet. There's a hobbyist engine. Also requires charcoal, so that's not a good idea. Maybe I need to move the whole pump system down one. There we go, I shifted it all down a block. And it was pumping. We're at 13. Come on, come on, come on, go up. Because we've got a lot of steam being generated now. The heat's up high enough. And I did see it pump one lot of water. Why has it stopped? Oh, there we go. There's some more. It just needs more time. The engines need to warm up a bit. So let's stick another one in there. It's good to see charcoal is not running out. And we've got up to 14. That's good. That's going up as well. Cool, so now we just need to plug in the industrial engines. We need to hook up some sort of power on and off system. And then the lasers. Lasers I think can go here somewhere. Or maybe, if the engines are here, they'll power the lasers that are here that will work on the assembly table here. And over this side I can have my project tables and plans and stuff. That could work. Obviously I need to do a bit of interior decorating as well. I also broke into the stairs to the outside. Ooh, creepy wraith noises. And I dug out all that coal. That was a lot of coal. Okay, the good thing about this is that now that it's going, I don't have to worry about it. I've got the constant charcoal coming in. It's got its own water supply. And it'll be fine. Cool. So, assembly table, lasers, interior decorating. I'll have to do that later on, because now it is time for me to go back to the doctors and get this heart rate monitor removed.